So let's take a look at Argentina. 100 years ago, Argentina was one of the world's most prosperous nations. A military coup in 1930 suspended the 1853 Constitution, modeled after the U.S. Constitution. This created a fascist environment that was hostile towards businesses. General Juan Perón, which, by the way, you're going to hear that name all the time. And the last, I think, 20 presidents they've had, 16 of them have been Peronists, is what they'll call it. That guy's a Peronist, meaning he's part of the lineage and thinking of Perón. This guy who ruled from 1946 through 1955, and again briefly in 73, 74, he modeled his ideology after Benito Mussolini from Italy, who was a fascist. Prior to 1930, Argentina was amongst the top 10 richest nations per capita. Today, more than 4 in 10 Argentinians live in poverty. So let me tell you why this is a problem. If you look at this chart here on what's going on with Argentina in regards to their inflation, look what it was like in January of 2018, which was at roughly 25-30%. Today, it's at 100%. Folks in Argentina, if you're in America right now saying, oh my God, inflation is so much, imagine if Argentina was at 100%. And by the way, this is not the worst Argentina went through. If you look at Argentina since the 70s, look how high they hit. At one point, their inflation was 3,000% of inflation is where they hit. And by the way, this wasn't too long ago. This was in the late 80s, 1989, when they hit 3,000. So you may say, well, how does this happen? How do you get to a place like this? Well, let me give you their 2023 proposed budget and see where they're spending most of their money. This is Argentina government's budget breakdown for 2023. Look at the amount of money that they're spending towards just social welfare, then economic services, then they're paying off their debt, then you have government administration, defense and security. And what's crazy is it's as if they haven't learned their lessons. Argentina has defaulted 9 times in their history, and they're going back to doing it again. They apparently want to default one more time, as if they have not learned from their own previous mistakes following this Peronist philosophies of Mussolini fascist way of running a country.